Welcome, 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 everybody. And of course, that means you stumbled upon the Next Man Up Sportscast with me, your host, Chooch. And of course, with me as always, the personality of the show, my brother Mandy here. So, with that being said, Mandy, I got our first topic, okay? We're going back to the NFL, okay? I know it's done, Super Bowl happened, but NFL's king, right? People want their NFL content. Draft should be sometime, I believe, in April. So we're going to do a quick little draft preview, okay? We're going to go more in depth to this in the next couple of weeks. But I got the first 10 teams here, okay, that are picking. I think there's a couple teams here that don't need to pick. I think they should trade back, get some more picks, and then draft a little bit lower in the draft. I'm going to list them off here, and you tell me, do they draft or do they trade down, okay? Number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars picking
draft.
Draft. Trevor Lawrence for sure. All right. New York Jets draft, trade.
This is interesting because you could say they have their quarterback already. They need more depth on defense and the offense. If they don't have, oh man, I say they drop back, man.
Okay.
They should drop back with maybe like a top 10 team, get their first pick, and maybe another second, third round pick to get more depth. I would say drop back.
Maybe a team that's really hurting for a quarterback?
Yeah, I would drop back. And
I would say
Justin Fields, to me, doesn't really stand out too much. Zach Wilson, maybe, but I say they drop back.
I could see it. I think the quarterback position is, there's a lot of them, but there's really one great quarterback and everybody else kind of blends in. I think you're right. Justin Fields, I think, is really good, but Ohio State quarterbacks just haven't panned out in the last couple of years. So a lot like USC quarterbacks.
Oh.
So number 3, via trade, this should have been the Houston Texans drafting here, but it's the Miami Dolphins. Do the Miami Dolphins draft third with a team that seems to be almost already complete, or do they trade back, get a couple more picks?
Draft 3, pick up some big name talent, maybe an offensive lineman, D lineman, whatever. Just I say draft them at number 3 spot. They're good.
And they've done a good job of drafting, so I think you're right. Atlanta Falcons, Matty Ice going near the end of his career. It seems like Julio Jones might be traded. Do they draft? Do they trade down?
Nah, like you said, Julio Jones possibly getting traded. I say they draft the number 4 spot. Maybe Zach Wilson falls to them. Who knows? I say they stick to number 4.
And I mean, if we're being real, if the Jets trade back, the Dolphins come up, don't need a quarterback, could have Justice Fields there too. So
right.
It really depends. Cincinnati Bengals, a team who looked good at some points, but really, I think they need a lot of help. So I would say draft. I don't know what you think here.
Well, I mean, right now their quarterback, they re-signed that third string quarterback, right? What's his name, Simeon or?
Yeah, Trevor Simeon.
Yeah, it looks like they re-signed him for a reason, and he was moving the ball against the Steelers and whatnot. I would say, stick where they're at, man. Stick where they're at, get a draft pick, get an impact player, a top, 6 pick, wherever they're at.
Yeah.
Let's see what they get.
Absolutely. Build around Joe Burrow, I think, is the key there. The Philadelphia Eagles, a team that's kind of in a little bit of turmoil, got a new coach, things like that. They might be one of those teams who trade up.
Absolutely. They might be trading up. They might be swapping with the Jets.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, man, those Eagles, man, they don't know. And also, by the way, we called that coach to get fired, right?
We did.
We called it. We told him that he lost that faith. He lost that faith in the locker room, man. Yeah, he's gone. So the Eagles, they're in disarray. The best thing to do, man, I would say try to trade up. If not, keep their spot and see what they get.
Yep, I think trade up for the Eagles is definitely a possibility. I think they have some draft capital with some teams, with some guys that they've traded in the past. But here's another team who they got their quarterback. I mean, they got a quarterback, let's say that, and I think they might be looking to get another one. The Detroit Lions. Do the Lions stay put, trade up, trade down? What do you think?
You know what? I would say this might be interesting. I think they might be trading. Well, no, because they got some draft picks from the Rams. I think they might be staying where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if they like an impact player on the defensive side, they might be moving up a little bit. I say the Lions stay where they're at. The Lions stay where they're at. They got some draft capital from that Jared Goff trade with Matt Stafford. Yeah. I think they're fine.
I think they're going to take a quarterback at this pick. I really do. I think Trey Lance will maybe be there, and I think that's some guy that they get interested in.
Where's he from, Trey Lance?
That's the one from North Dakota State.
I don't know, man.
I just think that the Lions, that's a very Lions move, is to take a quarterback like that, early in the draft, especially when they already have one. So we'll see.
Play behind Jared Goff a little bit and see what happens.
You're right. The wily veteran Jared Goff. So
hey, Super Bowl veteran Jared Goff.
Super Bowl losing quarterback Jared Goff, of course. All right. The Carolina Panthers, a lot of buzz on them thinking about getting Zach Wilson. He may be available at 8, but he may not. Do they trade up? Do they trade down? What are the Panthers doing?
Oh, no, man. Look, Art Rule, I think that's the name, right? The coach of from Baylor. Matt Rule. Yeah, Matt Rule from Baylor, coming out of the Panthers. Offensive guy, big-time offensive scorer. Look, with Teddy Bridgewater, he had the Panthers fighting for a playoff spot a little bit, man. And, so he's going to go ahead and put the quarterback he wants. He's a college guy, so he probably recruited Zach Wilson, to go down to Baylor. Most of these quarterbacks in the draft he recruited, and he knows what they have. He probably scouted against them, so he knows this is the draft where Matt Rule is going to pick the quarterback that he wants. So if that means moving up or moving back, right? I think the Panthers are a team that's going to be moving either up or back to get the quarterback that they want for his system.
I definitely agree. I think the Panthers are very likely candidates to move up, and I think they should. Like you said, Matt Rule's is his first time being a coach. He gets to pick his guy if he moves up in the draft. Move up in the draft. I think it's a good move for them, and I think you see a couple of Baylor players, coming to the Panthers later on in the draft. There's a couple of guys that, a couple of receivers, a couple of skill players that look good coming out of the draft. This is a team. I'm going to take this one from you. Okay, the Denver Broncos, I think this is a team that should trade back. 100% should trade back. They have a lot of pieces already on that team. Offensive weapons, defensive weapons, a good tight end. The quarterback is, they're still in flux, I think. And I think if the right guy's there, they may take one, but I think it'd be a waste, and without John Elway, making these picks on his own anymore, I think the Broncos wise up, trade a little bit down in the draft, maybe with another AFC West team like the Raiders that might be looking to move up. And, I think they trade back, get some draft capital, and get the guy who falls to them, because the Broncos do that the best, probably better than any team. When they trade up, usually doesn't work well. When they stay in their spot and they get what falls to them, that's how they got Drew Lock in the second round, things like that. So I think the Broncos definitely should trade back, take get some more draft capital because they need it, and then take what's there. That's what I think about the Broncos.
Agree.
All righty. And now the last team that rounds out the top 10 worst teams. The Dallas Cowboys are the 10th worst team last year. So what are the Cowboys doing here? They drafting at 10, which is still top 10 pick. That's pretty damn good.
They're drafting at 10, and they're going to get some linebacker probably from Alabama somewhere, because Alabama produces linebackers like defensive side. The Cowboys need linebackers. They have
good. They have two good linebackers.
No, don't say that Van Noy or Van Der Esch. No, Van Der Esch. He's done, bro. His neck is all screwed up. He is done. Van Der Esch, sorry, love you guy. I think he was a Boise State guy, I think, I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, he's done. His neck's all jacked up. He got hurt. Remember, he got hurt week 1 against Rams. Came back, hurt it again.
Yeah.
The Cowboys need defensive help. They already have. Offensive line, they were hurt last year. They had one of the best offensive lines in football.
Yeah, no, they have a great offensive line.
They're going to come back healthy. Dak Prescott's going to come back healthy. Maybe, the running back, fucking guy with his stomach hangs out, Elliott. He's still a feed me kind of guy. They have receivers. They need help on the defensive side. The Cowboys are going to draft heavy on the defensive side.
The Cowboys, no. The Cowboys should draft heavy on the defensive side. That doesn't always mean that they will. So I think they need an edge rusher for sure. I think that's what they need, because they brought Alvin Smith out of retirement last year to edge rush for them, and with Randy Gregory, and he did okay. He did, but they need a guy who's a solidified edge rusher. They need their guy there. I think that's what they draft. But I think this stay in the top 10. If not, move up a little bit. But I think top 10 is right around where the Cowboys are going to stay. But that rounds out the top 10.
What happens if the Cowboys land J.J. Watt?
If they land J.J. Watt, I think they still need another edge rusher, because, he's J.J. Watt. He's at 10 at the end of his career. You know what I mean? And he's slowing down a little bit. I think a new team does reinvigorate him. I think he goes to Pittsburgh, though. I think he goes and plays with his little brother. And then maybe they get DJ Watt over there too, Derek Watt, and then, we'll see. They got the Watt brothers in Pittsburgh, but I think that's where he's going to land. That's where he's going to end up. Pittsburgh likes guys like that. You know what I mean? Older guys who are rugged, play
Slow.
well. James Harrison type guys. Exactly. I think that's where JJ ends up landing. But Mandy, moving on to topic 2. Right now, we're in the thick of the NBA, right? We got All-Star break kind of coming up, kind of approaching. There's controversy on that. But I'm going to give you some stats of some guys. And I'm not going to tell you who they are. I'm just going to give you the stats, and you tell me All-Star or non-All-Star. And these,
Okay.
and I'm going with the top 10 guys on each side, guards and backcourt, front court guys. And I'm going to let you know if they are current All-Stars in the top 10 voting, or are they not current All-Stars in the top 10 voting. Okay. First guy here, averaging 23.2 points per game, 1.5 steals, 6.8 assists, and 3.3 rebounds. Is he an All-Star or not an All-Star, or in the top 10 vote?
So I'm guessing this guy's a guard with 23 and 6. I mean, six assists a game and 20 plus points a game. It's an All-Star, hands down, not even close.
It's an All-Star. Those stats belong to De'Aaron Fox, and he is not in the current top 10 All-Star voting. Yep.
Yeah, he needs to be. He'll be picked up by the coaches.
Definitely should be. Absolutely. De'Aaron Fox is just a very underrated player this year. Under the radar guy. Very much should be an All-Star candidate. Next one, 24.6 points per game, 6.8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal per game.
Damn, that's a good little decent stat line. But for a center, foul forward, 6 points, 6 rebounds a game, nah. Who is it?
That is Zion Williamson, and he is top 10 in the All-Star voting currently. So Zion's getting a lot of love. So right now you're 0 for 2.
Yeah.
Next stat line here, I got 17.5 points per game, 13.5 rebounds per game, 1 assist per game, and 1.5 blocks per game.
Yeah, you don't go to the All-Star game to get rebounds. Negative.
That is true. So that is Andre Drummond, his line.
He's not on the team anymore. Like, he's gonna get cut by the Cavs. They don't want him in there anymore. So
well, they're gonna trade him. I mean, he's leading the league in rebounds, so somebody's gonna want him. Next stat line. Get this: 0, 0, 0, and 0. All zeros here. Is he a top 10 All-Star vote getter, or is he not?
I'm guessing since you put him on there, he is. And I have to guess it's probably. I don't know, who is it?
It's Klay Thompson. He's number 8 in All-Star votes right now for guards. So
those are those voting machines in China who are going and putting people at random. Because I think Klay Thompson is does he have a shoe deal? No, a Chinese shoe deal, or is that somebody else?
Maybe. I don't know, but he's currently getting a lot of votes, and just being a Warrior is getting a lot of votes. So next stat line here: 19 points, 8 assists, and 2 rebounds per game.
8 assists a game? Sign him up. Who is it?
That is Ja Morant. He is actually 4th among guards for All-Star vote getting. That's correct. So that's pretty good. Now, next one is 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. No, 4 assists a game, 2 rebounds a game. Sorry.
17 points, 2 rebounds. Nah, man. Who's this bum?
This is number 7 in the All-Star vote getting, Andrew Wiggins, actually. That's his stat line. I would agree with you. He shouldn't belong there. I mean, if you look at his compared to De'Aaron Fox's stats, you should definitely switch those guys there. Next one here.
So 5 to go back to your about Klay Thompson, I was correct. I looked it up. I Googled it. Yes. He is with that Chinese shoe company, Anta. So there it is. Go. That's the Chinese over there doing their hacking systems and hacking the election. I mean, hacking the All-Star voting. Yes.
He definitely won't make it. But next one, Mandy, here for you. 5.5 points per game. Solid 5.5 points per game. 2 assists per game. And 2 rebounds per game.
Wow. Yeah. Who is this bum?
Wait, is he an All-Star? Is he not an All-Star? Okay. But he is number 10 on the All-Star voting list. It's your boy, the Caruso, Alex Caruso.
How is he top 10?
He's top 10 vote getters right now. He's a fan favorite. It's got to be because he's a fan favorite.
Wow, that's impressive.
But yeah, right now he got De'Aaron Fox.
Start for the Lakers.
He doesn't start. He plays 14 minutes a game. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox currently with a great stat line, not making the All-Star game if we ended it today. Zion with some decent stats making the All-Star game. Drummond leading the league in rebounds, not in the All-Star game. Klay Thompson hasn't picked up a basketball and still is a top 8 vote getter. John Morant, decent stat line with number 4. Andrew Wiggins is a top 7 with not a very good stat line. And the Caruso, 5.5 points per game,
Oh,
2 boards, 2
the bomb.
rebounds. Definitely deserves that 10th spot. But that was topic 2, Mandy. We're gonna move on to our betting segment. We got something interesting for the fans today. We're gonna start it off with Mo asking us some new, better questions and getting some parlay advice, which we are 2 for 2 on those. I technically lost because I had the Kings instead of Memphis, but Mandy had Memphis, so
I think I picked Memphis, right?
yep, we'll give it to him. That was a blowout too. So Mo, what you got for the boys today?
All right, so today we're gonna be doing again our parlay, breaking down our parlay, our 14 parlay.
And Mo, hopefully this time you could go ahead and talk a little faster because our people don't want to hear you stuttering through words and pauses. So hopefully we could go ahead and get that a little faster. Okay,
hopefully
babe?
Mandy doesn't interrupt me as much as he often does. So let's start this. All right. So first of all, we're gonna go into our 14 parlay. Last week we would have locked it down if you picked the Memphis Grizzlies. You would have got it. The other one,
if you would have followed Mandy.
yeah, Mandy went with the Grizzlies, so his parlay hit, right?
Yeah.
It hit.
Yep.
If you went Kings, then not so good. So this week,
Not so good.
these games are for Friday. Friday's games.
Talk to me.
So the first game is the Warriors and the Magic. Warriors last night. What was it? Warriors? No, you know what? Never mind. Forget that. Warriors Magic.
I'm gonna just stop you there, and I'm gonna go with the Warriors. Magic have been not very good lately. They're a little bit dinged up and hurt. Warriors have been playing great. Let's go with the Warriors.
All right.
Sure, I agree.
Cool. So we got Warriors for Warriors Magic, and then Nuggets and Cavaliers. It's the next game.
I think the Nuggets have played the Cavaliers twice this year and haven't lost once. So, and the Nuggets, they're a much better team than the Cavs. And it looks like the Cavs are losing Andre Drummond, their inside presence. I'll take the Nuggets.
I have it. The Joker, easy double-double. Take the Nuggets. We got this.
All right. And Mavericks Rockets.
Christian Wood is still out. He might come back by Friday. Christian Wood might come back on Friday.
Interesting game.
Yeah, he might come back on Friday. I want to see how that line changes if he does decide to come back. I say the Rockets play it safe. Don't have him come back. But I don't know. What do you think?
If Christian Wood's playing, I'd moneyline the Rockets. I think they're a better team than the Mavs right now. But the Mavs have been playing, better, a little better. Their team feels incomplete. That being said,
I'm mistaken. I think the Mavs and Rockets they play back-to-back Friday, Saturday.
I think so.
I think they play back-to-back. So you know what? Game 1, give me Mavs.
Yeah, let's go with the Mavs. That's why I was kind of leaning more Mavs. So let's go Mavs.
All right, and then this fourth game is Jazz Clippers.
Ooh, this one's an interesting one.
Where's that, Mo?
This one is it's in Utah? No, it's here. It's here. It's in LA. My bad.
It's in LA. I think Paul George is still out, though. I'm pretty sure Paul George is still not playing right now. Mm-hmm. Clippers are definitely a good team without him. They're a good team with him. But the Jazz have been dominant. I think they're number 2 in the West, and they've only not covered in 3 games this year. I'm gonna go with the Jazz. They gotta ride the hot hand.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and ride the pick right here. We're going Jazz. We agree on all 4 picks. True tonight, which means go ahead and do the opposite, and you should be able to win. Don't worry about it.
So we got
tail, fade, or ride. Let's do it.
So we got first game Warriors for Warriors Magic. Second game Nuggets for Nuggets and Cavs, and then we got Mavs for Mavericks Rockets, and who for Jazz and Clippers?
Jazz.
All that jazz.
All that
jazz. Exactly. So that's your 14 parlay right there. Lock that in. We're 2 for 2 on those. Really, if you went with, depending on whose picks you went with. But Mandy, I got something for the fans here. Okay, I love my fans. I want to reach out to these fans. All right, I got $50 in my DraftKings account right now. Okay, $50. I got it on a promo. Right. With that $50, I got $10. I got 5 $10 bets. Okay. I want to pick somebody now to win the Stanley Cup this year. A futures bet, meaning the odds are great. For example, the Vegas Golden Knights are plus 700 to win the cup right now. They're the lowest odds, okay? Meaning if I put $10 on there, that's $90. And that $90 I will give to the fans if they win. If any of these 5 teams win, okay? I need a pick from you to lock in at this moment. Who will win the Stanley Cup? Give me a pick.
What is the odds for the St. Louis Blues? Where are they at?
St. Louis Blues, I want to say are, I'm going to check right now, but I'm pretty sure that they are plus 800.
I want to go ahead and lock that in, St. Louis Blues. I'm not really a hockey guy, right? But I know they always traditionally have had a good team the last 3-4 years,
okay.
Right? The main reason I'm going is one of my teachers here at Cathedral, Mr. Eller, big St. Louis Blues fan.
All right. Okay, so we got the St. Louis Blues, and the Blues are actually, they're a little bit further down. They are plus 1,700.
St. Louis Blues, baby, lock it in.
So $10 bet's going to get us 180. So if that 180 hits, I will give the 180 to a fan. You heard me say it right now. We'll raffle that off.
Somebody will. Give it to me for picking them.
Somebody will get it. McBon, do you have a pick to win the Stanley Cup?
I have a pick. I know. I know nothing about sports, and on top of that, I know nothing about hockey. But from the games that I've been following on, and going off by the standings, I was leaning towards the Maple Leafs because right now they're 11-3, just based off standings. But I'm gonna have to go for the Tampa Bay Lightning because
Tampa Bay Lightning
last year's champs, but Lightning might strike twice. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that one.
So Lightning at plus 750. Wow. It would be an $85 payout on a $10 bet. And I'm literally locking them in right now on DraftKings, just in case y'all are wondering.
Oh, you're so stupid.
Next one I got right here. My pick. The hometown team right now, okay? Colorado Avalanche, baby. Should have won it last year, okay? I'm telling you, these guys are solid. Nate McKinnon, Landeskog, or however you say his last name. These guys are great team. Not very a long shot. They're plus 800 to win the cup. Locking them in. Plus 800 is going to give me $90 here. My second team that I like, okay? The Boston Bruins. Ooh. Been down for a long time since Timmy Thomas, okay? But they're back. Let me tell you, hockey is back in Boston, and they look great. So 800 for plus 800 on the Bruins also. Last pick here. I feel like maybe we should lock it in on the Golden Knights because they're the least amount, on the odds. If we don't hit those, we'd miss out. But I like the Maple Leafs thing that Mo was saying because they've been pretty damn good lately. But I kind of want to do a long shot bet. Let me know what you guys think between. I kind of like the Dallas Stars who went to the semis last year, plus 2,900. The other long shot team that I like would be the Philadelphia Flyers at also plus 1,700. But then again, I feel like we're missing out if we don't lock in the Knights as well.
I mean, you got to go with that team that won the Stanley Cup as an 8 seed.
The Kings? No, there's no way. Oh man, let's see. Okay, you know what? For fun, we can lock in the Kings. They are plus 10,000. So a $10 bet would get us $1,010.
Wait,
you know what?
So are you locking in the Maple Leafs?
Right? No, I did not lock in the Maple Leafs.
Just saying, just gonna throw this out there. The last time they won a Stanley Cup was in 1967. So that's
a really good fact that you had.
Long ass time ago.
That's a good job. All right, I had $2.84 left. I'm gonna throw that on the Vegas Golden Knights, and those are our futures bets for hockey. So if any of those hit, we will be. I don't know if the $1,000 one hits. I might take half. Half will go to the fans. Half will go to me, because that's a lot of money. I'm not giving y'all $1,010 of my money. Get out of here. But those are our NHL futures bets. That's our parlay advice. Make sure you lock those in. But of course, the next segment coming to you, the last segment of the show before the takeaways is Rapid Fire Sports Trivia with Mandy and Chooch. And this week's Rapid Fire today is brought to you by our small business highlight. Okay, we're highlighting the small business that's bringing you Rapid Fire every week. These small businesses are our partners, and of course, you should definitely shop small, help out these local businesses, okay? This week's small business highlight is K-Sweets. K-Sweets is located in El Sereno and can make treats for any occasion, okay? Any occasion. Birthdays, anniversaries, they got anything from strawberries to Rice Krispies treats to custom cakes and Trudeau cheesecakes. Let me tell you, they're fire, okay? So, fellas, if you want to get out of the doghouse, okay, if you did something dumb and you're thinking about going the flower route, go the chocolate covered strawberry route, go the Trudeau cheesecake route, okay? She even has those little hearts that you could break with the hammer so you could be all extra. Do that, okay? Located in El Sereno for pickup. We'll tag the Instagram on our stuff. Book your stuff in advance. Definitely gets busy. So, K-Sweets, get you some chocolate covered strawberries from there, fellas. Mandy, your question today, we talked about some NHL, okay? We talked about basketball. We talked about football. We haven't talked about baseball, right? Because we're getting there. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. So my rapid fire question is centered around baseball and centered around the Hall of Fame, okay? I have here the top 5 vote getters for Hall of Fame inductions. I got the percentages and I got how many votes they got out of how many votes. Who are the top 5?
For the most recent one?
Ever.
Like, oh, well, that's kind of a weird question. Like first time vote?
First ballot, who had the most votes going in on their first.
Oh, you're going to say that, first time ballots. Come on now, guy. First time ballot vote getters. I mean, I would say you got to go with Babe Ruth. Okay. Babe Ruth. Ted Williams.
Okay.
Hank Aaron.
Okay.
I don't think Derek Jeter's in the Hall of Fame. Derek Jeter, no. Let's go with Oral Hershiser.
Okay. The Bulldog.
And we'll go with Roberto Clemente.
All right. So this is a rapid fire, I think, first or second time. Mandy just went 0 for 5. Mandy, are we a modern sports show or are we an old-timer show?
Oh, my God.
We're a modern sports show. Number 1, Mariano Rivera just got inducted. 100%.
Yeah.
First unanimous vote getter ever. 397 of 397. Number 2, the captain. Yes, Derek Jeter. 99.7%. Only one person didn't vote for him. That was a huge story. 396 out of 397. Ken Griffey Jr., the kid. 99.3 votes. 99.3%. 437 out of 440 votes. Number 4, Tom Seaver, the Mets pitcher. 98.8%. 425 out of 430 votes. And number 5, Nolan Ryan. 98.8%.
Ted Williams on there and Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron. That's ridiculous.
491 out of 497. Because Baseball Hall of Fame writers are really ridiculous. Exactly. Who doesn't vote Derek Jeter unanimous? Come on. But
all right.
What you got for me, man? Because you just went 0 for 5. You set the bar real high.
Well, I mean, like I said, I give you an easy question. So here it is. Fairly simple, my guy. All right. In the continental USA, there's 7. Give me 5 NHL. You got 10 seconds, by the way. Give me the 5 NHL teams west of the Mississippi River. Ready? Okay. Go.
Anaheim Ducks, LA Kings, Vegas Golden Knights, Colorado Avalanche, and Seattle. No, the Kraken. That's a new team. That's a new team.
Stop. So you got 4.
Capitals.
The Capitals are east.
Washington Capitals.
Washington, D.C. Capitals.
Are they D.C. Capitals? Okay. That makes sense. But I would have got the Kraken next year. I think they're in next year.
The D.C. So that's good. Not bad. You got 4 out of 5. Okay.
It's better than 0 out of 5.
The Dallas Stars.
Stars, yeah.
You missed the Phoenix Coyotes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the St. Louis Blues.
I thought Blues, but I wasn't. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So that's pretty good. 4 out of 5, not 0 out of 5. So that is pretty darn.
I mean, to be honest with that question, I think the more embarrassing thing was that you thought the Capitals were in Washington State.
No, more embarrassing thing was 0 out of 5. Okay, 0 out of 5 is always more embarrassing. That's a straight F.
No, I got one. How about the most embarrassing thing was coming on a sports podcast saying, "I don't know hockey, I don't know baseball, I don't know sports." Mo.
It's just the way it is.
I still think 0 out of 5 is worse. But Mandy,
All right.
give me your takeaway on the day. What is your takeaway for the week?
Yeah, you know what? I don't, off the top of my mind, my takeaway will probably be I was one time a Kings fan by hockey. Again, that just shows that people in LA, all they care about is what have you done for me now in terms of winning. And hopefully the Kings could get back to some winning ways, so I could go and watch some NHL hockey. Because I'm not going to watch the Kings if they're in third to last place in the West.
It's true.
I mean, that's how it is. I'm a prototypical LA fan. You're winning, I'll watch you. You're not winning, who are you?
Fair weather. I get that. My takeaway is that is about centered around the NBA. And there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of debate about should there be an All-Star game? Should there not be an All-Star game? Should there be an All-Star game? Of course there shouldn't be an All-Star game, okay? We're barely getting games through right now. We get games postponed every day in like every sport, And for them to play a game that literally means nothing, I think it's just wrong, To have a dunk competition, to have a skills contest, like all that stuff is great when we can do it, but since we can't, don't. Actually, De'Aaron Fox, a guy who should be getting voted to the All-Star game, but is not, came out and said it would be the stupidest effing thing ever if they did an All-Star game. And he's right. It is. It would be. The NBA just wants to make money on this. They probably have some TV contracts in place that they'd have to pay out if they don't do an All-Star game. Oh, well. Let the guys pick, like they did last year over Zoom and stuff like that, who they would have, and then that's it. Let it be the end of it. Those are your All-Stars. We can all talk about and debate about who would have won or whatever or how they can make the All-Star game better. Leave that for the fans. But don't make these guys, go somewhere to a city, travel again, risk COVID again. And then what happens if there's an outbreak there and you have the top 20 guys in the league out on COVID? Who's going to watch basketball? You think I'm going to tune in to watch Terry Rozier play for the Hornets? No, I don't care. You think I'm going to tune in to watch, Biyombo? I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, if these guys, something happens to all these guys, the NBA will really regret it, and they should really consider not having the All-Star game, having all these guys in one place at once. So that's my takeaway. NBA, do the right thing. Don't have the All-Star game. Pick the guys, let them get the nomination. That's all we need. That's all we really need. To be honest, I've watched maybe 2 All-Star games in my whole life. I don't really like them.
I watched a dunk contest and a 3-point shootout. I watched that.
Those are cool. And
you can still have those. I think.
I think you could remotely,
Yes.
Have send a camera guy to go record Aaron Gordon, doing some ridiculousness, and then we'll vote on it.
Someone to go film Steph Curry shoot his 3 points in the 2 minutes, whatever it is. I mean,
there it is. Bada bing, bada boom. But don't get that. Don't have that All-Star game. Trust me, it's not going to be good. Just too much risk. But that was the show this week. Make sure you check out our previous shows. Okay, go watch Big Luke Felix. Go watch his interview. It's really cool. Guy from Australia. Never, learned about American football through watching The Blind Side. And now he's a D1 athlete. So some interesting stuff there. Go back and watch some Joey Diaz talks, all that good stuff, all right? But that's it for us today. Let's hope those NHL futures bets hit. I'll be getting some money out to the fans. But that's our show for today. We'll see you next week on the Next Man Up Sportscast.